The Munsters are a set of family members set in rural America that lives in a mansion, trying to live their daily life. Sure, it's kind of like the Addams family, but instead, these family members are all monsters. Besides the cousin, which is the only human. We have Herman, the Frankenstein monster trope, Frankenstein creature. We have Lily, who is Dracula's bride. We have the grandfather, which is a vampire, and we have Eddie, who is the werewolf. Um, this would be the fourth adaptation uh, of a show coming from a show to a movie. We have two Brady Bunch movies, which, by the way, were good. You should look them up if you haven't. Beverly Hillbillies, uh, which is also another good movie. Um, the Honeymooners, which I haven't seen, and now the Munsters. This would be the Munsters' second adaptation to live action, I would say, besides the Christmas specials and whatnot. The first was a long time ago. It's called 1313 Mockingbird Lane. Some of you probably heard of it. It launched in, let me see that date. Set in October 31st, Halloween of 2012. It only lasted one episode. So, because of critics' hate and whatnot, it was pulled. Jerry O'Connell played Herman Munster. Portia Rosa played Lily. Eddie Izzard played the grandfather and whatnot. It was a really good show. Sad that was pulled from for one episode. Now we have Rob Zombie wanting to redo the monsters yet again in a movie form. Jeff Daniel Phillips is going to play Herman, and of course, the lead lady of all of his movies, Sharon Moon Zombie, will be playing Lily, and that's the only cast we have right now. My only kind of concern is that when it comes to Rob Zombie and his take on families and characters, they turn out to be white trash, redneck types that really like to curse a lot. Now, I don't care about movies and cursing, but in Rob Zombie's perspective, it kind of gets extreme. Take for instance the Halloween, his Halloween remake, where he talked about Michael's family in that flashback episode flashback sequence. So I'm kind of hopeful that it does right because I don't know. He's kind of like the David Goyer of horror. He has hits upon, then he has misses. It's a never-ending thing. Um, I would go by his hits and misses, but uh, this isn't about that. It's actually about his so-called reboot, remake, reimagining. If you're if you're Tim Burton, um, of the Munsters. Um, so yeah, this right here is going to be completely zombified. Now, do I think Herman's going to have look like Frankenstein's monster with, and by the way, it's Frankenstein's monster, not Frankenstein, which people mistake, or Adam, if you want to go by the book's perspective. Adam being the first man, um, in biblical terms, with long hair and whatnot. I mean, probably, I wouldn't doubt it, but maybe Zombie will surprise me and not do that. Um, maybe he would look like the maybe he would look like the Hammer horror uh, Frankenstein, which, by the way, let me show you that. Give me a second, folks. But yeah, maybe it would look like this, but with long hair. Who knows? That's Christopher Lee as who starred in Curse of Frankenstein in 1937. Um, so maybe he'll look like that since it's kind of like not like look, but like makeup wise. Because his movies are all based on the 60s and 70s exploitation era. Um, Lords of Salem, for example, is a callback to the witches movies of that time, um, like Black Friday, for instance. I mean Black Sunday, excuse me. Um, you know, House of a Thousand Corpses, um, Devil's Rejects, and Three from Hell, which are all through 60s and 70, type era movies. Like it's a callback from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which was based on these in the 70s. So by that standard, House of a Thousand Corpses would be in the 70s, and the Devil's Rejects would be late 70s, and Three from Hell would be kind of like an 80s ish movie. So This is up his alley. Because it's what he does. He's going for 60s now. Uh, I don't want them to be like a white trash kind of family. Uh, but of course, they're not going to look like that. Their original look. But because he does that spin every time. White trash, and it's kind of annoying. But if the storyline's good, then maybe I'll, you know, um, maybe I will like it. I like some of his movies, not many. For instance, his Halloween remakes, for instance. So that's all the info I have right now. So uh, this is Papa Cronus, and if anything else leaks, I'll let you know. See you guys later.